We have microphones, so just raise your hands and we'll get them to you. All right, go ahead.
Matt, can you just kind of walk us through what you wanted there on the last play, Zach?
Yeah, just something we ran through the years, just something simple. You know, you're in a tough spot with 10 seconds. Michigan State did a good job. If you can go really fast in that and try to get a shot, you'd like to be able to still be in the game, right? If you have to foul at that point, you know, if it's at 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. But they came up to get us, and so that wasn't going to be the case. And so we were going to go to him, obviously. They've stayed one-on-one, and they're very physical with him and just made it hard. But it's, you know, for us, it's really not a decision. If you're going to allow him to get it, then we're going to go to him. He missed a lot of shots today that he normally makes, but obviously he's still, you know, a tough cover.
Staying with Zach Edey, just putting into context, you know, 32 points, 37 minutes, 17 rebounds,
Yeah.
everything he did tonight.
Yeah, he's a good player, man. He's worked really hard, obviously. He's very unique with all the cargo, size, you know, just a big dude, man. He's just worked on his game and done a lot for us. But, you know, be able to play those kind of minutes and, you know, get 17 rebounds is pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive for him. But he's someone who's always had, you know, good cardiovascular, and he's always been able to play. We just had Travion Williams before, so they split time. So it was easier to, you know, kind of run those guys in and kind of see who's, you know, playing well in the game with him. You know, Trey's, you know, had his struggles, and so, like, it's given him a little bit more of a responsibility minute-wise. And we got to get Trey going because he's a really good weapon, but he has struggled when he's subbed in here the last couple games. But, you know, Zach's been great. Zach's a good leader. He works hard. You know, just happy for him, all the success he's had.
Matt, I'm wondering, in the last after Walker's bucket there with 10 to go,
Yes.
were you trying to push the pace off the inbound there, or were you going to call a timeout?
No, I was calling a timeout,
Okay.
but he called it first. So I was going to bring it to half court.
And I guess talk about the chess match there in those,
Right.
those last couple seconds.
Yeah,
What
you know, I've done it. I've gotten beat every which way. So we go in transition right there, and he doesn't call it, and we play on. You know, now you beat yourself up on that one, right? Now he calls it, and what a lot of people don't understand, there's the flip of it, and I've struggled both ways. And so he wanted to set his defense, which understandably. Now they can go to the assistants and find out, you know, what's the plays we run that are late clock type plays or late game type plays. So the back and forth of timeouts was just trying to see their alignment and just see if we kind of knew what they were going. Obviously, we felt they would go to Tyson, but, you know, with Joey Hauser, with Hogard, you know, you have more than one option, right? You know, you have some, but when it gets late clock or a 1.8, which it was, you know, it's just going to be a catch and shoot. So you felt more like it was Tyson Walker, and we didn't do that good of a job. We took Edey off. They went small. So I wanted to keep Edey at the rim, just in case something got, you know, a slip play, a lob play, and now all of a sudden you got a 7'4" guy that's not there to help you. And so they went small, and he really didn't have anybody to cover. So obviously with the low clock, we put him on the basketball trying to make it hard. They still got a good shot. That's still a pretty damn good shot, you know, especially with the low clock right there. We didn't do a very good job. I didn't think we did a very good job of guarding, you know, their guards. I thought their guards really got too deep on us, and then we just let Tyson just get in. We didn't let him. Obviously, he's a good player. But he just got into such a rhythm on his catch and shoots and his dribble pull-ups. Then he got mismatches and made some tough shots, the one over Zach when we had to switch right there. But, yeah, that was all it was right there. I was going to call it, though, but we were going to dribble it and bring it to the side. He's so damn big that if you can get it there to the side, you sometimes can go directly to him from the side, which you wouldn't think, like, you're just going to get a post up there, but you can get that with him sometimes. Then if they take it away, you can get it the other way, and he can pin them, and then you can, you know, it's really hard. It's really hard. I'm glad we got him.
Matt, can you put into context Fletcher's second half? He carried you there for a few minutes.
Yeah, Fletcher's obviously a good player, and anytime he struggles in the first half this year, he plays great in the second half. And he really didn't struggle in the first half. He just got into foul trouble, so he didn't play as much. But he's very aggressive, very sure of himself, can catch and shoot threes, can shoot off the dribble, and can get to the basket. He's very deceiving when he handles the basketball, but he does a good job of getting angles and being aggressive. He's not scared of the moment.
Matt, how crucial was it? You have a stretch there where you're just not hitting shots early in the second half. They've got all the momentum.
Right.
You know, David Jenkins is playing point for you because Braden's in foul trouble.
Right.
And you didn't fold. You kept it a close game
Right.
until the closing moments.
Yeah, I thought we had some stops in that moment. That was huge. I also thought, Caleb first, they went up 4, and Caleb first hit that 3. That was a big shot for us. It's a really big shot. So just try not to get frustrated when you take good shots and you miss them. I get frustrated with turnovers. Like, we just, into the first half, they get back into the game because we turn it over 3 times the last 4 or 5 minutes. Like, you can't help them. But I thought in that second half we just kind of hung in there, and Fletch made some nice plays, some nice drives. Zach, made some nice plays. Caleb hitting that shot. I'm probably missing something, but you just got to stay with it. If you're doing good things and the ball's just not going in, like, you can't get frustrated by it. You just got to hang in there.
Hi, Matt. In such a close game, can you reflect on a stretch where Edey had a block, an alley-oop, a defensive rebound? He just, like, in a little stretch, he took over the game.
Right. We try not to go in with predetermined thoughts because everybody defends him differently. Like, sometimes the lobs are there, sometimes they're not there at all. Sometimes you can duck in and get the ball in the post. Sometimes they just full front and they don't let you have him. Sometimes they double. So we just try to kind of go off of what we're seeing and just try to talk our guys through it, especially when we come out of ATOs, just after timeouts and running stuff. But no, he's guys normally that size, rebound their area. He's really done a good job of being able to go and get basketballs out of his area. And then his dives are better. They're not elite or anything, but he just pulls so many people in. And if you don't, you have those lobs. Now when you pull them in, you have those cross-court passes, or you got the guy behind you, and it just opens things up. And now you got guards and closeout, so you can get your shot, but then you can also get your drive. So he opens up a lot for us.
Matt, the 2 threes there Walker made, the one he got over Zach and then the one he got loose in the corner.
Right.
It looked like you guys switched 1 and 5. Was that intentional,
Yes.
or did you just get caught up?
Yes, no, that was intentional. They went on a snake, so we downed the ball screen on the wing, and then when they snake and they get to the rim right there, they have a lot of success with his pull-up right there, and they have a lot of success with that lob on that. So they didn't go back to it. We were going to actually trap it because, Zach gets there. The problem with Zach is he can handle that, and he can be there even though he hit a tough 3 like right on him. He's not he's okay right there. But now when the guy gives the ball up and he moves, he's not. And that's where, just the off-ball stuff for him. And then, he just gets away to the corner, and they make a great read. And then that's tough for him. But the one thing is when you make a decision to do some of those things because of the strengths of Michigan State, now you're going to get some unintended consequences. Now it's not going to be the direct action. You're like, okay, we've stopped this. Now they move the basketball, they drive the ball, they make the next pass. Now that's where your problems are going to exist when he's out there like a fish on a bank trying to guard him and move his feet.
Last 2, Dana and then Larry.
Matt, this season is kind of chaotic, right? There's a lot of movement at the top. There's a lot of people
Right.
are rolling and they don't. I know you've spoken about his versatility, but to have just a safety net that is Zach for you,
Correct.
as you're trying to go through what is, as well as especially in the Big Ten, how much does that kind of help you put your head on the pillow at night?
Well, I think it's for our players too. Like anytime guys, you got a place to go with the ball. Coaches just don't have an abundance of guys that they can go, hey, we'll just give it to him. We're on the road. Just like, you just don't. And like tonight, Fletcher Loyer wanted the basketball, and Zach Edey wanted the basketball. And, you get some dudes that want the basketball, but I don't know if it's the best decision in the world, But like they really wanted it, and they were going to do something constructive with it. But no, I love playing inside out. I love those big dudes. A lot of people look at our plays and say, man, you guys do a great job. If you don't have the horses right there, those plays don't work. It's a player-driven deal, and Zach can get that deep position. But no, he's definitely a safety net for all of us, especially in late-game situations.
How much has it helped Zach and you, the condition he's gotten in to play these kind of minutes and not getting into fouls? And
Right.
if I can squeeze another one in, did it feel like a March game, the game in March?
Say that again. My phone
You got the
was
first
ringing.
part, right? Zach, the condition he's gotten in,
Yeah.
he doesn't foul. You can keep him on the court for so long
Right.
now. And this game, to me, felt like a game in mid-March. I'm just wondering,
Correct.
from your experience, did it?
Yeah, he's always been that way. Like his wins always been pretty good, and he just hasn't been able to play. When he first got here, he couldn't pass and he couldn't play without elbowing people in their head and getting offensive fouls. And so, just being honest, and It was kind of a unique thing. Like, I got COVID at the end of September and October, so I wasn't there for the lovely 17 days, which was pretty cool. I watched a lot of Netflix. And I came back and I was amazed how much better he was in 17 days. Like, when you take somebody like that, you're just like, I really think he's going to be good, but like, when's he going to be good? He couldn't pass the ball. He's elbowing people in the head. Then all of a sudden we start the games, and as the guys that cover us will tell you, like, he went the first 5 or 6 games where, like, play 15 minutes, get 13 points, get 7 rebounds, have 5 turnovers, go to the monitor twice. It was just like the same recipe. Then all of a sudden after 5 or 6 games, just watching tape, and then it just kind of stopped, even though he still has a moment or two. Like tonight, he has a turnover, and I don't think it was his turnover, And when the over and back call, they gave that one to him. I don't think that was his. So he just played all that really without turning the basketball over. And so he's gotten really good at passing. He's gotten really good at taking his time. We spend a lot of time doubling him. We spend a lot of time coming ball side, coming weak side, coming with size, rotating differently, and just make him gauge it and don't tell him what's happening. And then he's really gotten good at that. He's not perfect, but no, to be able to play minutes like that, because it wears on those guys. It wears on your opponent. When you got someone that kind of size that can stay in the game the whole time and still play physical basketball.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Fletcher Loyer, Caleb first, and